Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Sandra in the City, the podcast. Today is a very special episode because not only are we talking about the newest single that is out actually by the time that you're listening to this, but it is the first time that I have a guest in the podcast, and I feel like it's very long overdue because I feel like I'm already funny on my own, but when I'm funnier when I'm surrounded by other funny people.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I feel like I can't just carry like the jokes all by myself. Like I can laugh at me with myself, but I
And we
love it
can
when
laugh at her.
I love it when wait, what did you say?
I said we can laugh at you.
But more so with me. But I feel like it's fun. I love sharing my sense of humor with other people, and I love it when people share my sense of humor. I feel like you and I kind of like share similar
Oh,
senses of
yeah.
humor. I feel like I would call it like dry humor.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And I think, especially when it comes down to if there's enough alcohol involved, like, that's when it really gets rolling.
We do have a bottle left to go, and this is actually my first time drinking on the podcast, to be completely honest with you.
What
I
can I say? I'm a bad influence.
I have tried recording while I am intoxicated, and you can think of what you will when I say intoxicating, but when I have listened back to those episodes, I'm like, I don't think it's as fun when I'm intoxicated talking to by myself. It's not. But anyways, oh my god, I didn't introduce you to our current guest today. So this is Leon, my friend and co-writer of Juicy Lips.
Glad to be here. I'm an avid listener myself,
Are
so
you?
yes.
Are you? What was last
Yes.
week's episode about?
I have no idea. I've been out of town, so forgive me.
That's okay. He's an avid listener when he's not traveling or busy with other things. Well, cheers. Thank you so much for
Salud.
being a first guest of SITC, the podcast.
First of many, I'm certain.
Period. The first of many. I love doing these like interviews when I just released a song. So like I did that for a few nights and 1, 2, 3, as I'm sure you know, because as you said, you're an avid listener.
I did.
So I knew. Well, when we were talking about
My
just like
favorite
Juicy
episodes
Lips,
are the song release episodes by far. Because that's when you get into more your thoughts about the actual song and the process of it, and sometimes any juicy details about the making.
juicy,
So,
no pun intended.
pun very much
Very
intended,
much intended. He knew what he was
especially
doing.
with the song in mind.
I do love talking. I love overall like seeing like the process of like music behind the scenes because it's not just like a song and that's it. Like there's so much that goes into music making outside of just, it's like here's a song, it's 3 minutes and that's it. Like Juicy Lips, how long did Juicy Lips take to do? Well, actually, I feel like we're skipping a couple of like steps because we're going to talk about how we met, which is actually a very funny story. One that I don't exactly remember because I had a completely different recollection of when our first interaction was. Right now, we were talking about it, and he
We were
said
just talking about it.
we were talking about it. We were like, okay, how's it gonna go? But like my recollection of how we first met was that I met you at our at our mutual friend,
Former mutual friend,
former mutual friend's apartment is like my first recollection of actually meeting. Maybe that was the one time that we
which isn't
actually.
true.
That's
Um,
how I
the
remember
first
it.
time, and I remember particularly, it was at a street festival. It was for the same former mutual friend, but both of us were drunk, which is why I don't think she remembers it.
Wait, was it during the day?
It was during the daytime. Yeah,
Oh,
I had just gotten off the train.
did I have really short hair?
Quite, yes.
Yeah. So this was like 2023. I know I've known you for a while.
It's been a very long time.
Yeah.
I remember because you complimented me on my look, on my outfit, and I was like, "Oh, how very sweet."
I know a bad bitch when I recognize one.
As you should.
Coming from another one, yeah.
As you should.
I know my kind. We're a rare species.
I mean, you're not wrong. Um, so, and I've noticed a pattern with you in general where if you had enough to drink, you're not going to remember what happened. So I just assume you were getting a little turnt before because I know that night for me, um, it definitely ended blacked out.
I clearly do not have a recollection. I mean, I know exactly what situation you're talking about now, but I feel like I left that party early. I don't think I stayed the entire time. I think like
No,
I met
you were.
you and someone else
Yeah,
with
you
our
left
former
early.
mutual friend, and then I left. One thing about me is that I know when to call it a night. or a day in this case. I know when to go home. I feel like for the most part, you can agree on that.
I would agree. Shout
Yeah.
out Camila. You know what?
What does that mean?
You know the lyric where she's like, "I know just when to leave when the night's at its end."
Oh yeah. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh my god.
I was playing that before we got
He
on.
was playing BOAT, Best of All Time right now, which
Keep that
is
in mind for further songs.
low key, low key. But yeah, I was like, honey, it's June gloom season. It's always CXOXO season, but all year round. But right now it's June gloom era.
And it's very fitting because right now, as of today, it's rainy and sad in Chicago, and it's June.
Oh my god, that was like the perfect soundtrack for today, to be
It was.
honest.
I played it this morning.
I
Tragic.
that's not really a way to start your morning. That is very depressing, actually.
Yeah,
We at the
that's my life.
hotel. Oh my god, so sidetracked. But anyway, so we met through a former mutual friend, and this was like years ago, 2 years ago. I feel almost 2 years ago. I feel like is when we met, and I feel like
I think more. If we really go back, I think it's more than 2 years.
2 years. I cut my hair because I have a recollection. I feel like that was during Pride. That was June
It was
or July.
it was in the summer, but all I'm gonna say is I can measure these milestones in certain relationships I've had, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it was more than 2 years.
You think so? We'll
Yes,
have to go back and see when was like the earliest DM or something. Point being, though, I feel like Leon and I were those kind of like very friendly acquaintances that although we didn't hang out as much on one, like every time we would see each other, we would be very cool.
absolutely.
I feel like that's how we started. They were like, I know I like him. Like I may not hang out with him like one on one because I feel like it was our friendship at first mostly relied around like the other person. Like we would see each other. Yeah, I
We
would
were
see.
in the same circles, and we still are,
Yeah,
but especially then, we were always in the same events, same people, so it was always just running into each other.
yeah, because I feel like we have a lot of mutual friends. Like we met through like one in particular, but then like as we kept seeing more of each other, because you actually met another one of our mutual friends first before this other one.
Quick.
Like you were friends with Miguel first.
Yeah, before I met the other one. Yeah,
Had Food by Miguel, well, formerly Food by Miguel. Now
now
it's by
it's by
Miguel.
Miguel.
Love
Shout out
him.
to Miguel.
Best foodie in Chicago.
I agree. I
Literally.
can't say that though because I love all the other foodies too.
I'm
Shout
gonna be
out
a
to
little
all the
bit
other foodies
biased.
I'm not referencing right now, but I love you all.
Most of you all.
All the ones I follow.
Doctor Eats with Calvin. Wait, Eats with Dr. Calvin can get it too.
We have a special affinity for that person.
We do have a fan page. Here
But
you're looking
for
at the president and vice president and treasurer.
Sandra has some special experience on camera with him.
Yeah, I am his designated heterosexual girlfriend
It's a
on
lavender
occasion.
marriage type situation
It
though,
kind
so
of
don't get it twisted.
Oh my god, wait, if you're an immigration lawyer, do not take that seriously.
If you're
As
an
if we
immigration
haven't
lawyer,
as
if you
if Calvin
this is
and I
non
actually do
legally binding.
don't take me too seriously. This is all jokes and he aside.
It is
Because if
completely
Calvin and I, let's say, do get married, that is totally not true. We've
especially
secretly always
because
loved each
at the end
other.
of the day, I would sooner kill her than let her have Calvin.
Oh my god, not a murder confession. If something happens to me, you have your pinpoint suspect. Made it so easy for you.
we are being very non-serious in all accounts. If you're
No,
a lawyer,
seriously, this is our type of humor. He he
yeah,
he he he. Oh my god. But okay, fine. So, Juicy Lips. Well, actually, just like the music scene in general. So, we met before I even started doing music. But I feel like this was always like an interest that you and I had in common. We have very similar, mostly similar taste in music. I feel like
yeah, and
we
I feel
like
like you've
girlies.
mentioned
We
your
like pop girlies.
pop girlies, but also I think both of us are heavily drawn towards some alternative pop and some very heavy lyricism in our pop music.
Yeah.
Um, and I'd say even branch out of pop music as well. But I think that's kind of where a lot of the similarities are. But on the topic of music, I knew you when you were a foodie.
Oh my
Um,
God, that is like such a blocked period in my life. Yeah.
not to traumatize her right now.
I know PTSD is coming back.
But when she was a foodie, and she had mentioned wanting to do music for the longest time, so it's been one of those like deep desires I've always known about for the years I knew you before you actually
Mm,
went ahead and released
didn't.
something.
Yeah. I mean, I've been very outspoken about it in the podcast, which I'm sure you're aware of since you listen to it so much.
Of course.
I have like said that like I've always wanted to do music, but I just didn't think that I had it in me. Like I think I just had like so much negative self-talk that other people like might have indirectly put into my head that I just kind of believed it. So I was just kind of like, oh, that would be really cool, but I just like don't think that I would do it until I had like a quarter life crisis moment where I was like, well, it's because if I don't do it now, like I'm never gonna do it, you know? Might as well do it right now that I'm in my prime. I'm never gonna be, well, I'm only gonna get hotter
You were
with
only gonna be
age,
hotter.
but I was just like, there's no point in delaying something that I really want to do. Like, I actually don't know where it's gonna lead me. So, first, like, I started kind of like doing researching how to do music on my own, which is how I found like my producers in LA to do like a few nights and that one track that he despises that he's so happy is not gonna see the light of day.
There is a scrapped track. I don't even want to say the title of it because
No, it's
it's like
fun.
it's the Voldemort of tracks. The
I think
track that
it's
shall be not be named, but it is. I'm glad I didn't see light of day because I think A Few Nights is like a completely different level of quality over it by such leaps and bounds
which is
that
wild because it was produced by the same people. But no, this song, so it's called "It's Over." But it's funny because 1, 2, 3. I've talked about this before. It's no secret. So it's funny because in 1, 2, 3, I kind of reference "It's Over." So I feel like it's gonna be one of those things for the people who know and listen.
if you know, you know.
Yeah, it's a non-release track. I'm not gonna release it. Like at least like the current version of it that exists. I'm not gonna release it because it's not.
A dark, twisted part of me did want to actually rework it, like help rewrite it and like make it a completely new track.
I think it has some salvageable parts. Like, do I think like the 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 rhythmic of it could be worked on?
So if you ever see it
Absolutely.
as a zombie track and we revive it, I'm sorry. That's probably my fault.
It's
But
somewhere on SoundCloud, but like
don't go looking for it.
if
Save your
you really
ears.
wanted to know. But anyway, so with this producer in LA, I made a few nights and I also made this other track called It's Over. I actually started with It's Over. And It's Over for like how not good it came out. It took me a year and a half to do this song for me to not even like the final product. And I think that that is very crazy. But anyway, so in 1, 2, 3, I reference "It's Over" like after like the bridge part where it's like it's clear
It's
that we're
over.
done. It's over. Yeah, so it's like a slight important reference. I feel like I love to the more that I write songs, I feel like I have discovered like little things that I like to do with like my songwriting. You know how Lana has like her blue or her yayo in
Especially
the
like
second people.
I mean, Lana's a great example because like a
Yeah.
lot of her early work references like the red dress is like a symbol for suicide and stuff like that. Like self-referential is always fun. World building your own music is always fun, and we're only 2 tracks in, so like there's a lot of world building to
3.
make.
Juicy Lips is out now.
That's true. You see, this is out
By
now.
the time that they're listening to this,
Stream
yeah.
on any platform: Spotify, Apple
Available.
Music, YouTube. Please literally stream on all 3 at the same time on every device.
Sleep while you're streaming. Send it to your mom, send it to your dad, send it to your grandparents, send it to your boss maybe. You have to send it to your crush. You just have to
Send
send
to
it
your
to
crush. It'll make them get in the mood, I promise you.
period. I feel like it doesn't get more forward than telling them, I just want to
I just
ride.
want to ride. Like, I don't know if you could be more direct.
Oh my god, the music video. You have to watch the music video if you haven't yet.
Yeah, that was an especially fun time. I would say one of the great joys is you're not going to know this by watching it. It was really cold when you filmed the music video.
It was
Um,
freezing.
Sandra's out there dressed like a hoochie mama, and you'd be like, "Oh,
But
it looks
I
warm, looks
served.
nice." It's coming out in the summer, so you would probably think like, "Oh, it's probably a nice summer night." No,
No,
we're
it was
freezing.
like 20 degrees.
We're filming for like 8 9 hours. It's like 2 3 a.m. Beautiful time.
I
I love
know. And
that.
Calvin, so he is a doctor, as his username says. So I remember that day he like woke up at like 4 a.m. to work like a morning shift. And yeah, he like was up for like 20 hours that day. So poor him. I was just like, you're so cute for doing this music video. But it came out so well. And it took a while of convincing for him to do it. Not because he did not want to do it. He was afraid from what he told me. And I don't know if I believe him, but his excuse was that he wasn't sure that he would be the on screen boyfriend that I deserved. And I was like, honey, you're gorgeous for the job. Did you know that a lot of people were asking me when I like told them that I recorded a music video for Juicy Lips? They were like, oh, so like how did Kevin, my boyfriend, do on it? And I was like, oh, like he wasn't on the video. And they were like, oh, why? Like, did he not want to do it? And I was like, he never had the job to begin with.
I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like in general, when does an artist put their actual SO in a video?
Unless they're
Be for real.
married, and then
Unless they're married,
yeah.
and even then, rarely. Like what? Maybe if they're Jay Z and they're already an artist.
Right, right.
But when does a non-artist? Anyway, no, it's an actor. Duh.
Yeah, so no, it was just more so like as a favor. Like I felt like obviously, I love my boyfriend and I'm very comfortable with him, but I feel like, like the banter and just like overall flirtiness that I have, with my
On-screen
yeah, with
boyfriend.
my on-screen boyfriend who like outside of that, is my very close friend, that I just get along with him like that. I was like, I feel like he would make me feel very comfortable with having a camera like this and just, being hee hee ha ha hoo hoo. Can I touch your arm?
Yeah, like can I feel your
I
muscles?
know the music video came out so well. It is very cute.
My only regret on the music video is I wrote a piece of dialogue.
And
That
it didn't
goes. It
happen.
didn't happen, but it went something along the lines. This is a fun fact for super fans out there. We're filming in Chicago, and I was like, we should do a scene by Grant Park, which is what close to where the Bean is. And I wrote a line that goes something along the lines of,
I
like, do
want
you
to
want
see
to see
the.
the Bean? And then Calvin would go, which one? like, like just like an extra dirty pun, as if I didn't write enough dirty puns in the song. I
I
wanted to add some in the
know.
music video.
So the beginning of Juicy Lips. So I wrote the first verse of Juicy Lips when I was in the airport. I don't know why, but there's something about me when I'm in planes in airports. I think it's maybe because I don't have access to
It's not just
Wi-Fi.
you. I mean, I wrote my verses to Juicy Lips also on a plane. Do you remember that?
Which one did you write?
I wrote my full first draft of Juicy Lips. I gave to you from a plane.
Did you?
Yeah.
There has maybe we should just be in a jet all the time.
In fact, the
Just
latest
kidding.
song we're
That would not be very
writing, I
playmate
also wrote a
friendly of us.
verse on a plane that I was on recently.
I just love
And I will
like
be on a
songwriting
plane
in planes.
tomorrow morning, which I may also
Oh
write
my god, is
more
that
on.
when you're gonna do your Purple Lights homework?
I already did some Purple Lights homework, but
Oh
and stop leaking things. But there's another song that might get some attention on that plane.
no.
So I just feel like there's something about magical about a plane for songwriting in general.
So this is the original voice memo that I recorded while I was waiting to board my airplane at O'Hare to go for like the holidays. Late at night, you miss a few turns to talk more. So driving in the city state, everything else kind of like was changed around a little bit, but I feel like the way that I write is that I'm very good. I'm gonna take this. I'm very good with like melodies. So my producer has complimented me on this. Like, melodies I feel like kind of come to me as an idea. And then I'll come up with like some of the lyrics that end up staying for like the long run, not all of them, but I came up with like the concept of Juicy Lips when I was in the airport. I got the melody, and then actually, thank you. The second part that I came up with was not the chorus. So bring these juicy lips. That was the producer's idea for that. What I came up with and what I thought was gonna be the chorus was the bridge. The baby now it's just between us two, sitting in your front of coupe.
Just, but that was me. I came up with that one.
Well, you changed the lyrics, but the melody was mine. Here it is. Cause now that it is just us two. Cause now that it is just us two. And we both know that you want me too. But why don't you get it on it? Oh, yes, you can have it. And maybe going closer and closer. I don't know how I listen to these things, and then I listen back to them, and I'm like, oh yeah, let me make a song out of it. But I just do it. I feel like it's just one of
A
my
lot of people
tricks.
don't realize, like, they don't realize just how rough a song starts out as.
Yeah.
Like it really is not like it's there's no real lyric. You're just kind of like mumbling along to a uh, melody until you really start to form
The
a lyrical
picture, yeah.
identity, and then you also hammer out more of the melody over time. So like these voice memos are like a good like indicator. They sound extremely rough because that's how the beginning is. Like you just have a few sparks of inspiration that you build upon.
I mean, the song is itself is, also supposed to indicate that you kind of like it rough too.
Um, I mean, I know I do.
In no seriousness. So actually, Juicy Lips is not the first song that we worked on.
No, we've worked on so many together, actually.
But this is just the first one that has come out that we've collaborated on, which I think was the right choice. I know that we kind of like changed the agenda because we were like the one that we were working on. Oh my god, I want to say the name, but you're gonna be like, stop leaking
Yeah,
things,
stop. She
stop
already
leaking
leaked
things.
one. It was
I feel
bad
like it
enough.
gives people to like, gives people something to look forward to, but also it's just kind of like if you know, you know. But anyways, we were working on this song. I'm like,
No.
I won't say the name. I will not say the name, but I was gonna say it. Some people might call it a diss track. I don't think it is a diss track.
Um, I might call it a track in which you express some revenge and betrayal
Yeah,
that's occurred.
just nah.
And I think that was a great. I think that was the first track we wrote together, which is a really good one, especially because um, we both had some personal stake in the game, and we both knew exactly like what to write about, and we knew exactly how to characterize it, which was really good for the songwriting because we were able to nail down a perfect image.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I think some of the imagery as well kind of leaked over to some of the other songs, where like you might see some similar themes. Um, just like Sandra previously said about like the self-referencing images.
Hmm.
We got some similar car references coming in that you might recognize from Juicy Lips. But other than that, yeah, it was a great first song to write, and we wrote some other ones. I think Juicy Lips was the easiest by far,
It
though.
was so easy to write Juicy Lips. So Juicy Lips, like the voice memos that I just showed you, those were from December of last year. So it's been like it's been like 6 months since I did that because that was from what, the 20th of December. So it has been less than 6 months since um that happened. And yeah, so I presented that idea to the producer, right? And he started working on the actually no. So this is how it happened because producer and I made 1, 2, 3 together, right? This is before you joined on the picture, but obviously you were at both of the release parties,
Yeah, I was
which
at
is
every, which is very funny because I met the producer at the first release party, and I had just met the producer. Even funnier, that you mentioned December. I just
hey.
met the producer in December at a different event because again, we all run the same circle, and had no idea that was a producer. Uh, we became quick friends. He liked my wordplay. I was very flirty at the event, just because that's like naturally how I am, and it was so very non-serious. Because if you knew me at that point in my life in December, I was really not interested in anybody whatsoever. But I was just like having fun, like trying to be a social vibe.
Mhm.
Um,
It was
and
giving I can do it with a broken
it
heart.
was giving I can do it with a broken heart. um, not to get TMI, but uh, and I'm leaving.
Hey, that's gonna make a reel. A real compilation of that. Okay, actually did not know that you met producer like in December.
In December, and so I show up to this woman's release party. Of course, I've known Sandra for a long time, and this was like a
And you
month
had to come
later.
and support.
I had to come and support,
Mm-hmm.
and Sandra's been great. She's really helping me through that time period of my life. And who do I see at that event? The producer. And then the producer and I are talking at the event because I'm like, oh, it's so good to see you here, like, da da da. And we're making a lot of jokes about Calvin because he's very easy to make jokes about. And
This is a good topic of conversation.
great topic.
Yeah.
I mention songwriting to the producer, and he basically tells me, like, yeah, I would love to have you on some of these songs with Sandra. Actually, I have one like I'm working on with her, and we're doing this, this, and this. Like, I'll mention it, and I feel like the rest is history. Like, eventually, the producer pushed me on you. I think I had already offered, like in December, I think, or
When
like
you
January.
offered me like your services of like songwriting, I feel like sometimes you know how sometimes people just offer things out of like courtesy, but like not to really like take them up on the offer. So I felt like, I mean, I knew you, but I just kind of felt like it was one of those where it was like, oh, like if you ever want to, but then it just like never ends up happening. So I was like, okay, like I'll keep it in mind or so. But because like at this point like it wasn't just me and I was like working with like producer as well, and since you guys didn't know each other back then, that's why I was like, okay, like I'll bring this up at one point. But then when the producer mentioned it to me, I was like, I mean, yeah, like I like Leon, so I would love to see what his input. And at this point I had like no clue how like your type of songwriting, what your songwriting type looked like, right? So I feel like when we first started working on that song together, basically what happened was that we already had like a rough demo of the song completely, and we presented it to Leon and we're like, this is what we have so far. So you studied it like it was homework. And basically we met up. We have songwriting Thursdays where we meet mostly every Thursdays and we talk
Sometimes
about,
Wednesday.
yeah, I really like your songwriting
Oh, thank you very
style. Like I
much.
feel like you're very much like imagery based, and you like, you don't have lazy songwriting, and you've like been like very vocal about that when I bring him something and you're like, what's that word that you use?
Trite.
Trite. Yeah, he's like, these are very trite lyrics, and I'm like, Akumi.
I'm like,
Akumi.
let's change it. It's trite. I don't want to hear this.
It's just too simple, which like understandable. I feel like sometimes I listen to like a song and it can have a very good beat, a very good melody, but the lyrics are like very simple, like, and just like that, or I'm so sad. Sometimes I don't want to be happy. Just kidding. No shade.
When you're starting as a newer artist, you really have to uh, provide some, lyrical intrigue to the listener. And it doesn't have to always be super serious intrigue. It can just be like fun. Like, Juicy Lips is a very fun, and I use this word when I describe it to my friends because they ask me like, "What's the song that's coming out?" Like, now it's out. Go stream it. Um, I call it campy, which if you're queer, you might be very familiar with that phrase, but it's like very non-serious and fun. Got a little tinge of actual sexiness to it as well, and some seriousness to
But
it as
it's
well.
tasteful.
It's tasteful. It's
Never
not like
tacky.
it's not tacky. It's not like overly erotic, but it's kind of just enjoyable. You're really it's a fun listening experience from start to finish. Like, you're not going to go in there with too heavy of a mood,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also not too basic where you feel like, oh, AI could have like
Done
made this.
that.
Yeah,
They could have not.
no way.
No.
I'm so happy with how it turned out actually overall.
Me too. I feel like it's a very funny and flirty. I feel like it's just a fun and flirty song. like innocent, but like it's not. Like it sounds innocent, but if you pay actually like sit down and like listen to the lyrics, you're like, huh?
And I would
It's a
say the
little
fun
bit.
part about writing Juicy Lips is like the time period in which I was writing it in my life is a very funny time because like you would expect me to be writing something like Lana Del Rey's Ultraviolence during that point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so like it's very like heavy time in my life. I'm writing a super campy fun song like Juicy Lips, and so I'm like talking to my mom, and she's like, "Oh, so like what's the song you're writing? Like what's it about?" And I go, "Car sex," and she goes, "Oh."
You
Um,
told your mom
I
that?
did, and if you are related to me, you can turn it off right now. But you can also
Like
ask
30 minutes past
ask
it.
the CPD. I have a lot of experience with that, so I'm very good at writing about it. Um,
There, you heard it there first.
but yeah, of course. I mean, it's not that my mother's also a Scorpio, like I am, so I'm certain she's experienced.
I mean, like, I talked to my parents, like, to my mom, like, about, like, the music stuff. And I do remember, like, telling her, like, oh, yeah, like, this next song that's coming up, like, it's a little bit more, kind of like cheeky, like, a little bit more, I said sexosa because I talked to my mom in Spanish. So I was just like, it's a little bit sexosa. And she was like, tú canta lo que quieras. You sing whatever you want. Like, we don't live together. So, like, I don't care anymore. I know
I
before it
wonder
comes
though,
out.
Pake, like if they would get all the puns because they're all
I don't
in
think so. I
English.
think that's like what makes me feel kind of like more calm because sometimes I am like if I get too existential, which I try not to, because when I think about it too much, then I kind of ruins the fun. It makes me like second guess myself. But like the very few times where I kind of like allow myself to for a moment, like think about, like oh my god, like my tios and tias and like like my grandparents are gonna like see this and like hear this, like what are they gonna think, or like even like my coworkers who obviously like speak English. I'm just like, you know what, whatever. It's a song that the people needed. It's a song that you and I needed, to be
Absolutely,
honest, and I
and
have no regrets. I love that song.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's embarrassing. It's not like we wrote WAP. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't
Mm-mm.
think it's that embarrassing. I think it's a song everyone can relate to.
At one point in their life, you
At
had
one
a
point in your
juicy
life,
lips
you
moment.
had a juicy lips moment. Like
Yeah.
I'm quite certain everyone's had a car moment before. Like, be for real.
I'm very pleased with how the turnout for Juicy Lips came out. It was very quick. But I feel like the reason why we worked on it so quickly was because it was so easy. From
So
like
natural.
the melody of it to like the producer making like the beat to it, the writing of it was so smooth. So smooth. Like in comparison to like the other song with, the color.
the color,
With
the color
the
song, the one you already
the
leaked.
the color song.
There's so many fun facts about that song. I can't wait till we get in a
I
podcast for that
know.
one.
I'm so excited to record that one. Like I listened to the instrumental and I'm just kind of like I love it. I'm so excited for that song. Now I'm already talking about another song when it's like Juicy Lips
It's time to
moment.
focus on Juicy Lips because
Don't stop it. It's not ADHD. Of the
it's
summer we
also
need each other.
our first song with a music video. You
It
know,
is my first time doing a music video, which was a lot of fun. I was very nervous going into it, and I made a whole blog just kind of like of that week specifically leading up to the music video. You know how we had like the meeting with the film crew and we had recorded the song, like we recorded the vocals for Juicy Lips the day before the music video, so we had like kind of like the most accurate version of the song, but it wasn't the final song. We just
no,
had the
very fun fact. We recorded more vocals after the music video was
It's
filmed.
so you know how many hours in total it took to record Juicy Lips?
How many
Total.
studio hours?
8 hours.
Wow.
It might have been actually 9 hours, but it took 8 hours. So we did like two separate 3 hour sessions at the studio at Coda Room Audio with the engineer Castle, who also mixed and mastered, who did a beautiful job, to be honest. He like
Beautiful.
really popped off with that. So we did two separate 3 hour sessions. One of them was the day before the music video, just so we had like the most accurate version. But listening to it, I was like, there's still some ad libs that were missing and just like final touches. But we had like the bass down. So we were like, okay, we just need to go back for like it's a 2 hour minimum session that was needed. So we were like, okay, we'll just do like 2 hours to get what we needed, and then after that, like we'll be good. But no, we made it. into 3 hours. And then even after that, the producer texted me like a few days after that, and he was like, Sandra, you're gonna hate me, but I feel like we're still missing some harmonies and what. And I was like, boy, like I cannot record another session at the studio. And he was like, no, 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 it's very simple. Like we can just record it like ourselves, like in our like in each other's homes. And well, that's actually how we tried to record 1 2 3 at first. I tried recording it at his house, and obviously you can do it, like you can record a song at home, but obviously the quality is not, the experience and the quality is not going to be the same. But because this was a very minor thing that we were doing, it's where like it's going to be so hidden deep in the song that it's going to make a difference, but it's not going to stand out too much where you're going to be able to tell like, oh, that's kind of off or whatnot. And even Castle complimented, and he was like, oh yeah, like I felt like those things that were added like really complimented what, like it was like the finishing touch of what was already there.
The
So
polish and quality on Juicy Lips is leagues above the prior works, by far.
as you
And
said, like I feel like with every release, sorry, it just kind of like keeps getting better, better each
a
time.
100%,
Yeah.
like it. I think there's a lot of reasons why I love Juicy Lips. Additionally, like another one I mentioned is like it's a longer song. It's really common for indie artists to have like really short songs. Juicy Lips is like almost 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It took a long time to perfect it, but it was so easy. It came so intuitive. We had a great time working on it, like start to finish. Uh, it's stuck in our head. I just remember many long nights here in this apartment, mine, just writing, rethinking, playing the instrumental.
Mm.
Um, so just like the quality from the lyrics to the melody to the like structure, ad libs, harmonies, mix and master, the production. I love our producer. Has the craziest ear for things.
He does. Like his attention to detail is insane. Remember when he was like, "Do you hear that little buzz?" And you and I could not hear
We
it. And
couldn't.
so we could not hear it. But he was like, this was like the first revision of like the mixed and mastered version of Juicy Lips, which was really good, but it was just like there were like these like tiny little details that we wanted to fix. And our producer was like, there's this little like synth that I don't like. Like we would listen to the song and he
I
would be like, "Do you hear the
struggle to hear the sound.
bzzz?" And I was like, "Where is this bee buzzing that I'm not hearing? Like, do you hear it? You could not hear it, but this producer, like, he has an ear,
Insane ear.
insane ear.
So, despite all of our creative differences, which we
We
have a
make it
lot,
work.
because the producer and I have opposite goals on a lot of tracks, where for me it's all about the lyrics, and for him it's all about the
You
melody.
guys are so funny though, because sometimes I feel like you clash a lot, and sometimes I don't know how serious it is. I feel
It's
like it's
never.
never
I
that
feel. I feel like
serious.
the producer and I, we have a sibling rivalry. Like
Yeah.
it's never actual bad blood. It's creative differences, but we try and find a compromise. And then sometimes it is like very much like we both have like a I cannot budge from this position moment where it's like
Yeah.
I'm not changing my mind on this no matter
You
what.
both are so stubborn. And
We
I
are
am too.
stubborn.
I feel like the three of us can be pretty stubborn. But at least I know when to call it
I
quits.
feel like Sandra is the most likely in the group to hit a middle ground. Um,
At one point, I'm like, it's not that
it,
serious.
but when it comes to the producer and I, it is like
Yeah.
no, it has to. I'm like, it
It
has to be
might
this way. I'm like,
it
this.
might just be a male testosterone thing, I feel like.
It might be, but it's never. I know Sandra's like, she's always like, no, daddy, stop fighting.
Yeah.
But it's never serious.
I
No
don't
one's
like
getting
being the
divorced.
divorced child right now.
Yeah,
Stop. It's
no
not
one's
fun
getting
anymore.
divorced. It's just
Yeah.
go to bed early, okay?
No,
We're gonna be
for
up late.
sure. And I feel like it's very good like conversations that we have because I feel like it just shows that we truly care and are passionate about our roles and overall just like the work that goes into these songs. Look at that. Both you and I are technically empty.
Salud.
Salute for sure. I don't know if we should be clinking on like empty glasses.
You know what? I think it's a celebration.
You were right.
It's a celebration of Juicy Lips.
Honestly, it is. I'm so excited. Oh my god, it feels weird speaking in like future tense because right now as we're recording, it's not out. But now that you're listening to this,
Which is why I fumbled a little bit earlier.
yeah, I know you stumbled for a second. You were like, now that it's out.
Now
But
that it's
I saw the
out,
smile on your face. It's so exciting
now that it's out,
because
so
this
go
is,
stream it.
as our producer said, this is like the first Elkins Gonzalez
Yeah,
baby.
collab. Because
Yeah,
prior they collabed on 123, and I love 123.
you do.
I truly do. I like it more than one a few nights. And I like a few nights a lot too. The only song I didn't like was "It's Over." But I liked a few nights a lot. But I think 123 is just like so catchy and so fun. And I think it's also really relatable because you know what? As someone who's also ghosted all the time, like it's so relatable.
It's clear that we're done. Done.
Done.
It's
You want to know something?
Tell me. I love knowing things. I love knowledge.
You're not funny.
Fuck you.
So, um,
Oh my god, he saw the opportunity and he took it.
of course.
You know what I feel like also makes like a song good? Like if it can make a good Instagram caption.
You know what? I think it's another thing that, and this is a little off topic, but um, shareability, viability is such an important part of songwriting these days,
Mhm.
which is like a gift and a curse. So
Mhm.
like, it's not always about like you got to market your songs in some capacity,
Yeah.
and you want your songs to be relatable, and you want your things, as you said, to be like captionable.
Mhm.
And I'm the king of every Instagram post is a song caption. So best believe
Oh my god, that you're gonna be putting Juicy Lips quotes in your caption.
there definitely will be one. There will be a post with Juicy Lips caption without a
Keep me
doubt.
on.
When and where it depends on what when that
On the
post goes live.
occasion.
You know, you are the artist, the face of the brand, so it's
Mhm.
definitely your call to market it. But trust and believe that outside of social media, I've spoken very heavily
I
about it,
know.
and
I mean,
anyone
you
who's
told your
anyone,
mom.
and my sister, and all of the people, all my friends, anyone I've gone on a date with, anybody ever.
Be so for real. Have you, since we
So
got like the final version of like the song, have you shown it to anyone before
no,
release?
and that is the craziest thing.
You have
So I
not.
was just in Nashville a day ago. 'Cause I'm flying every day.
Literally yesterday. And he's gonna be in Washington
I'm
tomorrow.
gonna be in DC tomorrow. So
Well,
like,
was he already? That already
but
happened.
yeah, correct. In future tense. But so I was like just there, and I thought about like we were driving, going downtown. And I was like, oh, I could play this for one of my best friends because I have, of course, the
Of
song
course.
on my phone, the final version. I
Mhm.
pirated my own music, and I thought about playing it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna save it for release because I just want like
You gotta build suspense
I gotta
around
build the
it.
suspense. So I've
Yeah.
been
And
very,
like,
very good. The only person who's listened to the version that's final but not on streaming platforms has been me.
mhm.
No one's heard it yet. The only thing I think I did leak was a few lyrics off of the Color song
Mhm.
to my sister because I accidentally referenced her name in one of the lyrics I wrote. I think I told you that.
Did you?
Her name is Amber.
Oh, Amber Skies. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oopsie. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, by the way, I wrote this line, and I just realized like, and her favorite song, her favorite color is the title of the song.
No way. That is
Yes.
so cute.
So I told
That
her
means
that
that has to be her favorite song from now
it
on.
has to
It
be.
has to be her favorite song from now on.
So besides that, I haven't really done any leakage. I've been so tight-lipped.
That is so wild. I'm so bad at keeping secrets at times, especially when something that like excites me as much as this. But I mean, again, because part of my duties are to, build hype around it and market it. I have not my plan is obviously to just kind of like show those close around me and kind of like get their reaction. So it's not just like a topic of conversation. It's like there has to be a purpose for me showing you the final version before it's out. But obviously, I'm not going to post it without, just because before it's out. But I think that it was worth the wait because it was a while. Like the gap between 123 and Juicy Lips was pretty damn long. I released 123 like the day after my birthday. March.
Yeah, I
It's been
remember
2 months.
I pushed for Juicy Lips to be out a lot
Three
earlier.
months. Three
I
months.
wanted Juicy Lips to be out like mid-May.
Yeah.
Because we had a release schedule in mind. And we want to release a lot more songs this year. Spoiler, that's what I will spoil. More
Yeah.
music this year, guys.
Period. It's coming.
Um,
Whether you like it or not.
whether you like it or not, you're
Yeah.
gonna get it. Take
Mm-mm.
it.
So you might as well like
You might
it.
as well like it.
Yeah.
And so, but we decided to postpone it because we really wanted to perfect it as well as the music video. The music video was a big effort,
Factor
a big
into it.
factor into
Yeah.
it, and could not be happy with how the end product turned out. So it ended up being worth it.
Everything. Like I feel like from like the cover photo to like from like the cover photo to like the music video to obviously like the song itself and everything. Like I just like I feel like each song that has like come out, like I feel like A Few Nights was its own like vibe. It was like moody, melancholic, and like sad, nostalgic. And like 1, 2, 3, I feel like obviously was like more bubblegum, more like happy, like a kind of more, getting your power back. Like pastels colors is like kind of like what I see it. So
Yeah,
like a
one,
spring
two,
song.
three was very, I think, reclaiming your piece.
Yes, that's what I was
Like
trying to
that's
say.
how I would describe it.
Yeah. And like Juicy Lips is just like kind of like careless in a way. Like it's just kind of like I kind of want to get it my way right now
It's a little
because that's the
careless, but I
mood.
think also kind of what Jesus reminds me of is kind of this like magical feeling of like being really excited to be with somebody new.
Yeah.
And like that early rush. Can't relate, but
But I feel like that must be a very fun feeling to
but I
have.
remember that being a really fun feeling in a past life. Like
A long time ago.
a very long time
Long
ago.
ago.
So for those who can relate this summer, oh, the power to
It's
you.
just I feel like a very fun song, like a very fun scenery.
So fun.
Yeah.
And I think I ended up, if you're, if you were like me and you're a man of a certain age and you grew up during the hipster movement and you were a hipster as a teenager, there's something to love about the music videos, like VHS, like nostalgic, uh, like editing and scenery, where you're just kind of like, yeah, that reminds me of like my teen
If
years.
you like that vibe, you would love the Juicy Lips music video. Like, and I'm not even saying that to toot my own horn. Like, if you have not seen the music video,
Which of course they have.
yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, if your friend, or your grandma has
if
not seen
if your
it,
friends were also hipsters, which they probably were,
yeah.
then they would love that music video you should send to them and be
It's
like,
just
"You
very
love
cute
this."
because it's dreamy. I feel like that's the one word that I would describe for
It's
Juicy Lips.
dreamy,
Yeah.
it's nostalgic, it's exciting, it's fresh. I just have a it's a great time, and it's very funny because like I use all these like I think summary adjectives for it, and we filmed it at like midnight.
It's after midnight.
But at the same time, like I think that's kind of the encapsulated mood of it all. Um, yeah, there was a few things of it. Like I remember when we wrote Juice Lips, another thing I want to add to it is like my least favorite part was the bridge, and now it's like one of my most favorite parts.
Oh,
And I
the
guess the music
backseat
video, yeah, like the ad
kissing.
libs are gorgeous on it.
I
It's
remember
sweet.
like not knowing what we were gonna do with that because it was just like the
Just the
instrumental by
solo.
itself, and we were like, I mean, because the producer originally wanted the instrumental to just be by itself and have its moment, and I was like, I get what you're trying to say, but it just feels bland. It feels like an awkward pause.
That's how I felt.
So yeah. So originally when after the oh baby you know that it's true. I'm
Think
crazy about
about
you
you
too.
too.
So make my wish come
Come
true.
true.
So originally it was just come true and then like the beat dropped and then like the instrumental played. But honestly, yeah, I think the
Uh, uh, uh.
ohs are my favorite part to be
Yeah,
honest.
I love how we did like the vocal fading there.
Yeah.
We
The
added the
ear
layered.
to like one ear to the other is
That
what
is
goes
a
with.
great. I listen to the song primarily in my car, so I don't get that effect.
Mhm.
I have listened to, of course, on my earphones, the final version
In
or a few
headphones,
people.
it's insane.
It's
Yeah.
great. I love it. Highly recommend. But if you're like me, your best audio is in your vehicle because that's where your best speakers are, and it's an amazing experience as well. You know what? Listen to it on both.
Yeah, why not both? And you tell
¿Por qué no los
me.
dos?
And if you didn't like the song, you listen to it again and tell me what you didn't like about it.
Exactly.
But listen to it again.
So I feel like we preserved the instrumental being the focus there, but it just felt so natural, so dreamy,
Hmm.
and so relaxing at that point. I love it. Um,
I'm very proud of it.
very proud of it.
It's my baby. It's our baby.
Our baby.
It's literally our baby. So excited for all the things that are to come because yes, more things are to come. And I feel like it just like, Juicy Lips is great, but I feel like the other things that we have planned, like it's just gonna
Yeah, there's
go
so many
up.
other exciting projects. I think Juicy Lips is gonna forever be a great project for what it wants to do, but there's gonna be more vibes, more concepts, more things that are gonna appeal to different moods. We're definitely gonna I think expand some themes, and you let us know what your favorite themes are and like what you like hearing the most.
Yeah. Are you asking me or the audience?
The audience, not
I'm just
you.
waiting for a response. I know what I like. I
They'll
feel like
speak with the streams. That's how we'll know.
that's true. I feel like it will. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna know what people think. You never know what someone likes until you know it's out in the
Correct.
world. But I just feel very good about Juicy Lips, especially, right now, kind of like not only because it's gonna be summertime, but I feel like because it's like summer 2025. Like I feel
Yeah.
like the year has a lot to do with it too. I don't know, it's a very long winter and I feel like because everyone is like so over the winter time and like the snow and the sweaters and layering, like I feel like we're all just feeling a little bit
I feel like
free.
it's been such a emotionally exhaustive year with everything going on in the world right now
Yeah.
that um I think music as a whole is overdue for a sort of like a recession pop style, like forget about your worries, just have fun type of vibe
Yeah.
where you don't need to sit down with something heavy right now. You just need to just be like, you know
Have
what?
fun with
Have
it.
fun. Have an exciting
Literally,
time.
let loose with it. Have fun. Don't overthink it.
Because you spend so much of
Just
your
do.
time trying to work on the problems of the world right now, like you deserve some escape.
Yeah, and music is an escape.
100%.
For me, and I know other people must have misused it too. I know it's an escape for me.
It's an escape when we're writing it too.
Yeah, so you're welcome, basically. I
Our gift to you. Now
know.
stream our music.
Period. Juicy Lips is now available everywhere that you can think of. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, of
I had someone
course.
ask me, and I wanted to know this because you would know from the distributor.
What?
Is it available on Pandora?
It is available on Pandora.
Okay.
Do you know someone who listens to stuff on Pandora?
I don't know if they
I
do.
actually do know someone who streams on Pandora. My HR lady streams on
I
Pandora.
don't know if my friend asked me genuinely or if he was trolling.
Okay.
But I see him tomorrow on the East Coast,
So you're
so I'll
gonna
let
be
him know.
like, was that like a JK
Was it like a
moment?
JK? Like I don't actually
Or
listen to
did you
Pandora
mean it?
because it will be available on Pandora
Yeah,
then.
that is wild, but no, I only know one person. I know one person who streams on Pandora, so I make sure that it's everywhere that it can be. But yeah, Juicy Lips is out everywhere in the world now. Go check out the music video. And if you listen to this far, thank you so much for, just sitting down and listening to us. Yeah. I'm very happy that we did this. I know that was obviously the intention, but is never having guests before and knowing how unhinged we can be. This was actually a very professional talk between the two.
We have to keep it at least a little restrained for the
We had our
camera.
PR cards right now.
Yeah, we gotta make sure that neither of us get canceled on Twitter.
Not right now.
But what I also say on it is like if you enjoy the music video and the song, also feel free to check out any of the PR content. I know you'll have a lot of photo shoots and bonus behind the scenes. You're gonna have some vlogs for the behind the scenes of the music
Yeah.
video filming. That may not be released the day that the music is released,
No.
but over the coming weeks,
Yeah.
check it out. Just gonna do some promo for you there.
Period. It's gonna be nonstop Juicy Lips talk. So you better be ready to be sick of us, but you might as well start building tolerance against it.
And you will likely see a cameo from me.
Again.
I did shoot impromptu because our photographer couldn't make it on the shoot day for the cover art and some of the promo shots. So you will see
You
me.
took the photo for the cover
I
art,
did take the photo for the cover
and
art,
he did the color grading,
and I did the color
which
grading.
as of right now that we're recording, I have not seen. So I actually do not know
Which,
what the
as
cover
of right
photo does not look
now,
like right
is
now.
sitting in my MacBook. I might be finishing it on the plane tomorrow.
I'm literally about to. I was. I was literally about to put a GUN on his head and be like, "Show me the cover photo right now."
She might have to wait until after I land.
That is too funny.
Too funny. It kicked us off right as we were doing our outro,
I
but
know, but okay. I feel like good things have to come to an end, and my boy over here does have a flight early in the morning.
6 a.m. Not
Yeah.
that I'm gonna sleep anyway, especially with all this homework that I have to do.
With all this homework that you've been having to get done, the producer actually texted me when I was on my way over here, and he was like, bug him about the other song.
I did. It
Song,
was
song.
very funny. Is I actually wrote a lot about the other songs. We haven't time to go over it, and we won't tonight because I'm still gonna work more on it. But because
And this is
every day
about Juicy Lips, and we're gonna have another episode.
we are gonna have another episode,
Duh. Yeah.
but what I'm gonna say on it is, um, so excited for the release. Check out all the content. I'm gonna be promoting it on my page as well, so look out for it everywhere.
Oh, Leon, I'm so happy that you were a part of this. I'm really proud of all of like the work and effort that you put into Juicy Lips, and I'm super excited for all of like the future stuff that is gonna come out too. I'm
Oh,
very happy to have you on the
I'm
team.
so happy to be on the team. I'm so happy to
Yeah.
work with you. It's one of those things like what's the Ariana lyric on Monopoly where she's like working with best friend,
I'm
that's what
so
she goes.
successful. Wait, what?
She goes close. She goes working with my best friend, that's a cheat code. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Retweet. Same
there's something
sentiment.
about like because Victoria Monet is her co-writer. There's something
Mhm.
about like
Working with like people that you already get along with,
your
like your
closest
friends.
people and just having like a good artistic vision. It's great to be on the projects.
Love you
Love you
so much.
too.
Super proud of us. Thank you so much.
Not her knocking it out of my hand.
I'm so happy it was empty though, because imagine me spilling red
On my
wine
white
on his
couch.
white couch. That would be very typical clumsy me, to be honest.
Thankfully,
Thankfully,
drank.
we finished our 2 cups already, and we left no single drop on them. None.
You never should.
Oh my god. But anyways, thank you so much for joining and being the first ever podcast guest
So glad to
on
be, and I can't wait to be
SITC.
back.
I know. You're like, I already know when to be back.
I know
I
I'll be
already
back
know
for
when
the
to be
next
back.
song release. That's when I'll see y'all next.
Yeah, or maybe before then. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Depending on how this episode is well received. Aye, aye.
Aye, aye,
Aye, aye, aye,
aye.
aye. Oh my
We
god.
will see. And also, it's great to see a video one. You should do some more video podcasts.
Oh my god, stop it. It was so funny because I came in and I packed all my stuff, and this is like Leon's place, right? This is not Sassy Studios where we record the podcast. This is Leon's place, Leon's home. Very cute, aesthetic home. And I already had all my stuff set up, but then I was like, I forgot the SD card. And so we're recording now in his camera on his GX7. Iconic. So it kind of worked out for the better, to be honest. I'm not even mad. I'm
Well,
not
I
mad.
might have to buy their SD card for my trip. So maybe I'm
Just transfer the videos to like a Google Drive, and like you can delete them after.
you know I will.
Yeah. Is I'm gonna edit this after.
Okay, darling. Well,
right.
it was
We
an
should
amazing
conclude
episode.
because we literally could yap on forever.
Literally all
I
night.
know putting us on mute is tough. And any stuff.
Impossible.
But no, we're like such like Latina tias. We've been trying to say bye for like the past 10 minutes. Literally, you're Latina tias. But all right then. Thank you everybody so much for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast episode, make sure to let us know by leaving a like and a comment, which you can do on Spotify and on YouTube. And if you haven't streamed Juicy Lips, then what are you doing? What are you doing?
What's the point?
Literally.
And if you haven't streamed it on multiple devices, also what's the
While
point?
you're sleeping.
Like JB style, make it go number one.
What is JB style?
remember when Justin Bieber got really in a lot of hot trouble because he's like make Yummy go #1 and he
Oh,
told you like
that's
stream it almost on mute on multiple
oh
devices.
my god, that is true. But don't do that. I think streams actually don't count if you like put like stream something on mute.
You can't do it. I said almost on mute, not on mute.
Ah,
He told everyone how to abuse the system.
I actually
That's why he
do
was in trouble.
remember. Do yeah, no, but Juicy Lips is not yummy.
It's better.
It's
Oh.
who said that? Oh my god. Okay, stop before we get even more honest. Just kidding, Justin Bieber. No disrespect, but okay.
We love you, JB. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Love you so much, and stay juicy. Is that gonna be a
Stay
thing now?
juicy.
Is that gonna be a thing now?
I hope your lips remain juicy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I hope your I hope your lips remain juicy.
Keep it
We're gonna leave it
lubricated.
at that. Keep it juicy. Keep it real. Stay juicy. Bye.